This is homemade bourbon whiskey. Let me show you how I made it. First, I peeled the husks of the corn and separated the kernels. Then, I dried the kernels in a food dehydrator, and I prepared the other ingredients while the corn was drying. First, the wheat. Most bourbons use rye as a secondary ingredient, but there are some distilleries that use wheat. Maker's Mark is a prime example. I also prepared the malt. Now I need to measure these ingredients, and there's something crucial to remember here. Bourbon must contain at least 51% of corn in the blend of these ingredients. I used a ratio of 60% corn, 20% wheat, and 20% malt. Once the corn dried, I roughly ground the corn. I then poured the ground corn into hot water. I stirred well to cook the corn thoroughly and added the ground wheat and malt. After leaving it at about 63 degrees Celsius for an hour, a sweet juice called wash will be made. Now, I need to separate the solids from the liquid, and then I let it cool and moved it to a jar. Then I added the Kentucky bourbon yeast I purchased from the US. This is after about a day, and it seems to be fermenting well. After about 3 days, fermentation is more active. Now I moved this liquor into a still and began distillation. I set up the still and heated it, and after a few minutes, the spirit started to drip down like this. The first distillation took about 2 hours, and now to distill this again. This time I discarded the head and collected the heart to place in the oak barrel. Now I need to pour this spirit into an oak barrel. Remember, bourbon must be placed in new oak barrels, so I prepared a 3-liter, brand new charred American oak barrel. First, I drained the water I added the day before to macerate the barrel, and now I added the liquor here. Bourbon must have an ABV of 62.5% or less when placed inside oak barrels. This liquor is 54%, so it meets that requirement. Now I'll let it age just like this. The results of the aging will be revealed in the next video, so make sure hit the follow and like button and don't miss it.